Something I love about what you do is you identify the problem, you bring data to it, you test it, figure out, like, especially because you're working with populations who are low income in Africa, the poorest of the poor, like, even if you're raising the price 3%, you have to build that into everything that's happening. And so now we want to get into all of the different areas that you're focused on. And so let's start with climate. I was lucky enough to have dinner with you and Reed and a few others a few weeks ago. And one of the interesting things you were talking about is you were saying how one of the interventions that we need to do is around cows. I feel like everyone sort of knows that maybe cows contribute to climate, but you were giving me very specific interventions that could move the needle. Could you talk more about those?
Yeah, so there's basically two ways to help with cows. Cows are about 5% of global emissions, which is pretty unbelievable.
Wild.
And if your goal is to get to zero, you don't get to skip the cows or the steel or the cement or, any of those big areas. So there's a whole class of solutions of making meat without cows. Today, it doesn't taste as good and it costs too much. It's going through a little bit of a lull, but those companies, Impossible Beyond, Memphis, and others are pursuing that. In terms of the cows, we pursued many solutions. So one is to vaccinate the cows in a way that their gut bacteria that emit the methane, which is also called natural gas or CH4, which is the second most important greenhouse gas, you can vaccinate them and that species of bacteria isn't there. Their stomachs are very special because they can eat grass